Back with another one, man. I want to talk about this Errol Spence Canelo Alvarez possible matchup and what it does for the sport of boxing overall, and should this fight happen even within the next year. Now, Errol Spence, Errol Spence is saying that, if he beats Sean Porter or when he beats Sean Porter, he's going to I guess call out Canelo Alvarez. And yes, De La Hoya did make a statement and said that he will pay. I guess he will pay. Reportedly, will pay Errol Spence $20 million to fight Canelo Alvarez. And now Errol Spence says he's gonna call Oscar De La Hoya's bluff. Like Canelo is scared of Errol Spence. I don't. Okay, whatever, man. Yes, De La Hoya would love Canelo Alvarez to fight Errol Spence coming up two weight classes. You know what I'm saying? Errol Spence will have to go to 160. He never fought at 160. He never. Well, Errol Spence has had some fights at 154, and of course, De La Hoya would love to see you fight. Canelo. Uh, and he said that he's gonna call. I guess he's gonna call De La Hoya's bluff on the money part of it, because De La Hoya said $20 million or $25 million somewhere up in there. Yes, I believe De La Hoya will pay Errol Spence 20 or $25 million because that fight will generate a lot of money. You know, the fight will be in Texas, which could be in Dallas Stadium. Errol Spence is from Texas. Canelo, every time he fights in Texas, he does big numbers. So they're gonna get paid a lot of money. They both got really good fan bases. And it's a black fighter versus a Mexican fighter, which always makes good money. Uh, One fighter is undefeated, and Earl Spence, power puncher, supposedly the boogeyman. And Canelo Alvarez got one loss, to Floyd Mayweather. He got a draw in there, but he got one loss to Floyd Mayweather. And everybody say, well, that's not really a loss because he lost to Floyd Mayweather. Everybody loses to Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather is 51 and 50, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So they look at that as a quote unquote good loss. Okay, whatever. But like I said, Errol Spence has work to do at welterweight first. He's finna fight Sean Porter for the WBC. Keith Thurman is finna fight. Is about to fight Manny Pacquiao. That's Keith Thurman has the WBA, and Terence Crawford has the IBF. So he has more work to do at welterweight. Now, I remember when Kell Brook moved up to fight Golovkin at 160. People said that Kell Brook had work, quote unquote, work to do at 147. Now, I did hear 78 say that Earl Spence has work to do at 147. But there's some other guys out there that's not saying that Earl Spence has work to do at 147. They saying Earl Spence has options. Everybody else has work to do at 147 when they want to move up to middleweight, but Earl Spence has options. You know what I'm saying? Earl Spence. Now, what I disagree with 78 when I listened to his video, where I disagree, he said that people are avoiding Earl Spence. That's why he's not going to be able to be undisputed. Now, and he also said that Keith Thurman is ducking Earl Spence clearly. First of all, Keith Thurman is not ducking Earl Spence. I mean, we can go through the litany of things. Now, every time that Keith Thurman and Earl Spence are in the same room, Keith Thurman always says he's going to fight Earl Spence. He never once said, "I'm not going to fight this man." He never once said that. Now he would say that he will fight him. You know what I'm saying? After he fight this opponent is or whatever, that he will fight Earl Spence. I seen Earl Spence, and this on tape, so people can't lie. Some people try to lie even when things is on tape. I seen Earl Spence tell Terence Crawford in his face that he's not in his plans of fighting him. Period, point blank. I seen it. I heard it. Everybody seen it and heard it. But the people that didn't like what they seen on tape tried to spin it into something else. You can spin it however you want to spin it, however you think you can spin it. The man said clearly that he was not going to fight Terence Crawford. But he also said that he'll fight Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford had a belt. Terrence Crawford been having the belt for about a year now at welterweight. You know what I'm saying? It's funny how now people, you know what I'm saying? I remember when Terrence Crawford was at 135, and I told people, had a conversation with guys. These guys know who I was talking on the phone with when I said this. I made a statement like this, and everybody, people laughed. Oh no, he's too small. He's not gonna be strong enough. I said that when Terrence Crawford go to 147, he's going to beat, and he's on his way. He's going to be able to compete and win at 147. Oh, he's too small. He this, he too that. Now, people got him 50-50 with all the top welterweights. At least 50-50. And some people got him beating some of the welterweights. It's not even 50-50. You see how things change? People, I mean, it's okay to change your mind, but you see how things change so drastically. But like I said, Errol Spence has a lot of work to do at 147. I give Errol Spence a 30% chance of beating Canelo Alvarez if he fight Canelo Alvarez after he fight Sean Porter. Now, if Earl Spence was able to beat Sean Porter, he was able to beat Keith Thurman, he was able to beat Terrence Crawford, and he was able to be undisputed at welterweight, I will give him a much better chance in this sense. He will beat a guy in Sean Porter that's really aggressive, really strong, comes forward. Sean Porter, I believe, fought at 160. I believe. I know Sean Porter got fights at 154. I believe Sean Porter got a couple fights at 160. So Sean Porter is a big welterweight himself. Keith Thurman is a big welterweight. Keith Thurman has fought at 154. Keith Thurman is explosive, very athletic, can move very well in the ring, explosive puncher, very intelligent boxer. Terrence Crawford has everything to me except for explosive power, but he has everything else. And if he get through those guys, those three guys will prepare him to go to 160. And then I will give him, it will be closer to a 50-50 with Canelo. I still will have Canelo winning the fight. But if he fights Canelo after he fights Sean Porter, there's no way he's going to be ready to fight or to beat Canelo. For one, Canelo has the experience gap. The gap is large. You know what I'm saying? He has the experience gap, which culminates into the resume. He has a better resume than Errol Spence. He fought more fighters, more diverse fighters. He has fought, in my opinion, better fighters than Errol Spence that he fought on his resume. Like Laura, at the time he fought Laura, I thought Laura at that time was really good. He fought. He got the experience and learned a lot from that Mayweather fight, even though he did get dominated in that fight. He fought Shane Mosley towards the end of Shane Mosley's career. He fought. See, the thing about the Golovkin fights, even though I thought he lost both of the Golovkin fights, but he was able to fight a fighter that's similar to Earl Spence, like to come forward, like to be aggressive. But Golovkin is more powerful than Earl Spence. You know what I'm saying? More powerful punches than Earl Spence, and has that potential of a one punch knockout. You know, Earl Spence don't have that. Earl Spence is more of a accumulation puncher. And those two fights that he went through with Golovkin will more than prepare him to fight a aggressive come forward fighter like Earl Spence. Earl Spence is not going to outbox Canelo Alvarez. You know what I'm saying? And Canelo Alvarez is in my doghouse anyway because he got busted for PEDs. So he's in my doghouse. So it's not like I'm banging the drum for Canelo Alvarez. You know what I'm saying? I just know you're going to have to, A, knock Canelo out or just make his corner stop the fight. You're not going to beat Canelo on decision, and he's not going to outbox Canelo. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be very hard to beat Canelo Alvarez, period, point blank. You're going to have to get him out of there. I don't see Earl Spence stopping him. In order for Earl Spence to stop him, Earl Spence going to put himself in harm's way to get knocked out. You know what I'm saying? If Earl Spence tried to so-called bully Canelo Alvarez, which he's not going to be able to bully Canelo Alvarez, and that's the only way that I can see him stopping Canelo, being able to stop him if he come forward, you know what I'm saying, and try to, fight Canelo, how he fought a lot of these other guys, it's not gonna work. Canelo will end up knocking him out. I see Canelo stopping Errol Spence. That's what I see. And some people out there will disagree with this, but I believe if Errol Spence really, if he beats Sean Porter and goes and try to fight Canelo Alvarez, that would be, to me, that would be him selling the same thing Kell Brook did. He would be selling his O for a big payday. Same thing when Kell Brook a couple years ago went to go fight Triple G, and he had a lot of work to do at 147. Errol Spence is talking the same talk. He will be selling his O for $25 million. Hey, I have no problem with that. If that's what he want to do, then he can always come back down to what welterweight and say, hey, I'm still undefeated at welterweight. You know what I'm saying? He can still have his two belts. You know what I'm saying? WBC title at welterweight. If he beat Sean Porter, he'll have the IBF. Because I forget, yeah, Terrence Crawford got the WBO. He'll have the IBF. I mean, yeah, the WBO. He'll have the IBF. So he can always come back down and claim that, hey, yeah, I lost to Canelo. I was trying to so-called challenge myself because people didn't like the whole thing about Kell Brooks saying he challenged himself, but people will love the fact that, hey, Errol Spence went up there and tried to challenge himself, and then he will come back down to 147 and say, hey, I'm undefeated at 147. I can still go for the undisputed. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how much damage he takes at that fight at 160, because I believe Canelo will hurt Errol Spence at 160. Now, you know what I'm saying? People looking at it like, I do look at Earl Spence as a big welterweight. You know what I'm saying? I believe Earl Spence walks around about 180. You know what I'm saying? You got to look at it. If Canelo is fighting at 160, Canelo probably walking around close to 200 when he's not fighting. He's probably walking around close to 200 when he's not. So, and Canelo talking about going up and fighting Kovalev at 175. So Canelo is a big dude. Canelo, he's not tall. He's just a thick guy. He's just a husky type of guy. You know what I'm saying? One of those husky. Earl Spence has a more of a slender frame. He's not like a husky type of guy. You know what I'm saying? He's strong, but he's kind of slender strong. So you know what I'm saying. How I look at that fight, I look at Canelo stopping him in the later rounds. Because Earl Spence is a strong guy. Earl Spence will be determined. You know what I'm saying. If it's in Dallas, he'll have a home crowd behind him. Even though Canelo will have a lot of the Latino fans behind him, so it'll probably be 50-50. But it'll be a good fight while it lasts. While it lasts. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, Earl Spence, he'll destroy Canelo." Just stop it, y'all. Stop it. If you don't knock Canelo out, you're not winning the fight. We all know this. He even got a draw on the scorecards with Floyd Mayweather, man. He got a. If I was if I was an advisor, how Al Heyman is to Earl Spence, I would tell him win the undisputed at 147 first. Win undisputed at 147 first, and then go to 160. Because if he try to fight after he fights, if he get past Sean Porter, don't overlook Sean Porter. Don't overlook Sean Porter. Don't overlook that fight. Fight Sean Porter first. Don't talk about Canelo when you got Sean Porter in front of you. First of all, you know what I'm saying? So get rid of Sean Porter first. Then after you get rid of him in the post fight press conference, you can call out Canelo. And I'm gonna see how serious he's gonna be about fighting Canelo. Because if you call him out, that means you want to fight him. That means when De La Hoya make that call, don't talk about all this other political stuff and different networks, because Canelo fights on a different network. You already know Canelo has a big contract with DAZN, so Canelo is not going to fight on Showtime. You will have to go fight Canelo on DAZN because you want to accept the fight. That means you accept the parameters of the fight. That means you have to go to DAZN and fight the man on DAZN. Plain and simple. I don't want to hear about the other side of the street once you call that man out. Let me know what y'all think about it. I think Errol Spence has too much on his plate at welterweight. But if he go fight, like I said, if he go fight at 160, he's going to be selling his O. All the Errol Spence supporters will disagree with me, but I'm telling you, that's how I look at it. He will be selling his O to Canelo because he's not going to win the fight. Let me know what